Alright guys, this is Hightower.
And I'm Saint, Direwolf Airsoft.
And today we're going over helmet accessories. Alright, first we're going to talk about lights. The one thing nice about most of the helmets our team runs is they've got these rails on both sides of the helmet. And our lights actually hook right up to the helmet. This here is the Surefire helmet light. That's a pretty nice light. It's turn this on for you guys. It's got the white, the blue, and the infrared at the bottom. It's a rail mounted light, so you can either go on your helmet or your gun. We've also have the V light, which we use if we're, let's say, dead at a night game. Either turn it on, let it blink, or turn it off. The great thing about these V lights is anywhere there's Velcro on these helmets, you can throw the light on.
Yeah, like he was saying, like I have mine here where you typically put a flag. Again, it's the dead marker for me. And then, like on the back of my Maritime, I have two of them. I guess one's blue, so people know how to follow me at night or something. I usually have a red one here right now. It's green for whatever reason. And then we also have different kinds of strobes. Like this is a Manta strobe. Again, it's so people can follow you. If you turn it on, it's actually, it vibrates 3 times and then it starts blinking in infrared. I don't know if you can see that with the camera, but probably not. And then if you hold the 2 buttons on the side, it'll begin blinking. Mine's green. Again, you can have red ones for if you're dead and whatnot. And then I have another strobe on my MISH 2001. It's a MS-2000 strobe, which again is the white light. I believe mine's broken, but it used to work. And then this is an infrared cover, so again, people with night vision can see you without being exposed to anyone else at night.
And the great thing too about these lights that are on the back of the helmet is if you're doing a night ops game or if you're just playing around at nighttime or low light situations, you can always see where your buddy or your partner is. So I don't have to continually use the radio or try to use my normal vision to see farther than where I can. He's got his light around the back of his helmet and I know he's in front of me somewhere.
Yeah, and in similar style to Hightower's Surefire light, I have this MLPS or MPLS personal lighting system. It's very similar to that in that it has different settings such as red, there's green, then if you hold it on it will do infrared or full light like that. It'll allow you to either see in front of you, or if you're looking at a map you can turn it down, things like that. It's a nice little addition to your helmet.
The one thing I want to bring up about these lights too is, if you can hold yourself really quick, you'll see that, I mean, these lights do take up, you know, a certain amount of rail space. So if you're looking for a certain type of light, they do make ones like this which are a little thinner and it doesn't take up as much rail space. So in case you want to put something else on your helmet, like either goggle attachment or communications, you know, which we'll go over later, you know, you want to pick the light that can fit, you know, your needs for your helmet. So other attachments we have that go directly on the rail is the contact rail adapters. The great thing about these is, you know, typically your contacts come, you know, as a piece that goes right on the head. Nice things about these is these go right on your helmet. So when you're wearing it, you take your helmet off, your comms go with it. They're not stuck to your head. So you don't have, you know, the bad sweat marks, or some people get, you know, really bad, you know, ear blisters wearing it for too long if you run a 24-hour op. Great thing about these is they're not just for contacts. I did mention contact, but they're also made for sword-ins or other types of communication devices you may use that go right over your head, like earmuffs. Other things that go directly to the rail is your mesh mask. You know, in airsoft, a lot of us care about, you know, getting hit in the face, and it's never fun. So what we've done is just bought your mesh mask and what comes with these little clips, you know, clips right into the side of the rail. So now you can have your communications and your mesh mask hooked right on your helmet in one piece.
With mine, I did a little differently. I had purchased the boogie regulator helmet rail attachments, and then I completely cut off the original strap and just fed through the paracord ones, so they hook right into the helmet. And then they also have Velcro, so when you don't have the helmet, you can still wear it, like with a hat or something like that. I wear it for indoor. It keeps my teeth together, so it's worth it.
The nice thing about this little attachment too that Saint's got is, you know, this piece can double up as a face protector and for your goggles too, so you can hook your goggles right to it as well.
Yep. Alright, so now we're going to talk about night vision mounts and all that. I have two different types. I have an Anvis one on this helmet and a replica Wilcox L4 G24 on this one. And then Hightower will go into his in a moment. These are pretty nice. You can adjust height and all that good stuff on them. So no matter where your eyes are set compared to your helmet, you can have them so you can see down the tubes very easily. Of course, if you're going to get real night vision, I wouldn't get the replica one. I would get a real one if you're going to go that route.
Yeah, what I've got is the traditional Rhino mount. Unlike Saint's, where his actually adjusts in elevation, you know, when this thing gets flipped down, where it is where it's going to be, unfortunately. You get a little tilt with it, you know, this little lever right here. But if you want it to meet right with your eye, you've got to play around with the padding height inside of your helmet so it can meet right where your eye is. And I think that does something similar, I'm not sure.
Yeah, this does adjust up and down with this little wheel here. But it takes a while to actually get it to where you want. But once it is, it's a solid mount. It just doesn't actually move up and down like this one or this one here. There's so many mounts, it's really up to you what you want to get and what works for your night vision, if you have night vision.
And if you're going to spend, you know, from as low as $300 to as much as, who knows, $2,000 if not more on night vision, you definitely want to spend the extra, you know, $200 on a real mount, because that real mount is holding, you know, pretty big investment on your end. So one of the things I've got attached on my helmet is my camera. Some people go with the GoPro. I'm a big fan of keeping my camera mounted on the side. It keeps me, myself, a little more streamlined, and then I don't have this big GoPro camera on the top of my helmet, which to me is a bigger target than, you know, this lens on the side. It's Velcroed on with industrial Velcro, you know, from Home Depot or Lowe's or any store. And the nice thing about this camera, which is the JVC Addiction, is it's got this little hole here with a little mount on the inside, so you can paracord it to your helmet just in case you're a little afraid of, you know, your camera falling off and swinging with it. Other things that I have on my helmet, at least to keep the helmet a little more stable, is counterweight. I run the little counterweight right now, which holds, you know, these half-pound lead bars in it. But this isn't the only option for counterweight. There are plenty of other options. The thinner, the thicker.
Yeah, I run these are both EFG ones. This one's more of a battery holder, but it still works as a counterweight. It just balances out just a little bit. It's nice. And then on my maritime, I have the Anvis battery pack, which itself acts as a counterweight with the batteries in it. But if you need more weight, there's a little bar here. You can actually add bars to the bottom so it balances out. It's all like you balance out night vision, but it still helps a little bit, even if you're just running like a little mount or something.
The only thing you've got to realize is, with all this stuff on the helmet, sometimes you may overload one side or another, especially running, you know, cameras on the front or night vision. Just say you put on night vision, which could run, what, maybe a pound, pound and a half. That helmet wants to drop. So we put the weight on it, you know, not, you know, to look cool, but mainly just to keep our helmets exactly where we need it to be for when we're playing and or filming. I film almost everything that the Direwolf Airsoft, you know, has there on YouTube. So one last thing I want to talk about that you can get for your helmets is helmet covers. The one thing nice about helmet covers is you don't have to go through, you know, the paint cost or the time or effort to painting your helmet. I mean, I think we've done a pretty good job painting our helmets, but if you go to play a game where you're either tan-based, green-based, or if you're playing a style game where you're wearing all black, you do want your helmet to match your attire. So one thing nice that we don't have here, unfortunately, is you can buy helmet covers for all different style helmets, for all, you know, varying costs. You can probably get a cheap one for the airframe, about as low as
maybe as low as like $9 for some replica ones. Real ones might go up to like 50, 60, 70, depending on the brand. But like, let's say, you know, my helmet's green here. If I want to quickly make it multicam, I don't want to get rid of my paint job, so I can just throw a cover on there. It's to go.
Another nice thing too that we don't have is OpScore themselves sell a little baggie of rail attachments, and it comes with attachments similar to the ones that come with the bogey regulators, in that you can attach your helmet, your goggles, your face mask, anything that can go to the helmet can be attached to it thanks to these little, we'll call them extra clips. They're mainly for goggles, but they can be for other things too.
Like oxygen masks and stuff like that.
Yeah, in the real world.
It's a real application of it.
Yeah, I mean, what we're essentially doing is we're taking real world things and trying to apply it as closely to airsoft as possible. And obviously we don't wear, balls to the wall, full battle rattle, everything. But we get as close to that as possible. Replicas.
And to sum it all up, you don't actually truly need to get any of this, or even the helmets themselves. You can still play airsoft with something just like a hat. You don't even need a hat though. It's just looks. When it comes down to it, a lot of this is, more of a mil-sim style. It's just to look the part, pretty much. Obviously, some things do add additional benefits to when you're playing, but it's all up to you. It's not necessary to play airsoft.
What we essentially do as a team is we may take some kind of a military outfit and say, hey, this looks nice. Okay, now how can we adapt that to something more mil-sim or airsoft-like? With like the camera attachments or the red V lights that we use for dead rags. The real world, they're not really worried about that stuff. They're kind of worried about doing their job, surviving, and living to work another day. We're doing it to say, okay, we look kind of like them, it's cool, but it's airsoft. We want to get it on film so then you guys can see how fun it is to play airsoft and how we play it as well. Cool, so I guess that's it for our helmet accessories videos. Hopefully you guys go out and if you get helmets, you use our videos to see what you like, what you don't like, what you want to try. I mean, some of the stuff's fairly cheap, some of it's really expensive. So
yeah, it's all what you pay for, and there's a broad range of whatever you can get. So, all right,
cool.